Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 26th, 2019. Value your wealth in Bitcoin strong hand, offended by selling. Be a unique beast. Unconfiscatable. Holder of last resort. Brian, feel better. UK Bitcoin master. I heard you were a little ill. You'll get better soon. Fast. All right, everyone. Check out the links below. Everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. Get your t-shirts and affiliate links. Great t-shirts like this one. Oh, yeah. You can get this t-shirt. A few people have. It's linked to somewhere down there. I don't know. I never update the darn links down. Never update the permanent links. The links that I talk about in the show, update every single day because I make a new show every single day. So there are new links that talk about whatever's in the show every single day. So if you're watching this live, you can already click on the links and see what I'm going to talk about. So first thing I'm going to talk about is a Trezor tweet. Quite inspirational. We're at the stage where everyone must have an opinion about Bitcoin. Next phase, what's your Bitcoin strategy? So he's referring to Warren Buffett. Yeah, Warren Buffett said he gave some more opinions about Bitcoin. You know, it's just like Bill Gates has. There's a lot of big names that have talked the talk. They've given their opinions. What's their strategy, though? What's their strategy? Are they really not buying any Bitcoin? Well, maybe that's their strategy. Soon, the big names of all sorts, and we don't need to put anybody on a pedestal. They're going to be telling us their Bitcoin strategy. They're going to be like, yeah, I need 300 now, or I am going to get 1,000 by the year 2020, or I just got 1,000. Haha. Now everyone else needs to get 1,000. So, you know, there's a lot of talk and opinions, and talk is cheap. Let's have a strategy. Actually do something. And we're going to have names advising on strategies. And yeah, I know that's talk when they're advising, but if they actually go through with their strategies, then that's definitely action. So we got a lot of people out there who on social media, oh my God, the opinions about Bitcoin, the opinions that are out there. And sometimes we make fun of some of those people because they're no coiners. They're just talking the talk. Yeah, because they have no strategy. Their strategy is just I'm never going to get any, and I'm just going to complain and make up things about it. And that's that. That's not much of a strategy. That's not. So yeah, if you're somewhere in between, have a plan. How are you going to get Bitcoin? How many Bitcoin do you need to retire? How many Bitcoin do you want by 2020? Know about the halvings. Know about what happens around the halvings before and after, and make your strategy involve the halvings if you need to. But definitely have a strategy. Don't go into this thinking like, oh, it'll all work out. I'll eventually get some, or I'll eventually get some more. Have it planned out because things change real quick. Attitudes change real fast around here, and people pile in, they pile out, they pile on with comments and whatnot. So, yeah, be strategic. You can also have an opinion, but at least have a strategy. There's so many people with opinions out there. Pound that like button. Not that many with strategy. And yeah, and I do agree with Trezor that we're going to hear. It's just not going to be about like, oh, Bitcoin is worse than gold, or I like my Coca-Cola stock more than Bitcoin. It's not going to be that. It's going to change. It's going to change soon. We're going to hear people talking about, yeah, well, I'm holding on the Bitcoin, anticipating the Meister fork or whatever to turn those Meister coins into Bitcoin, more Bitcoin. And there's a strategy. Not that there's going to be a Meister fork. Oh, God forbid there be a Meister fork. But hey, if you want to do a Meister crypto dividend, be my guest. Okay. The Meister doesn't do crypto. No, I would never make my own coin. Never do that. Now, if other people want to make their own coins and do all that stuff and give them out for free, then yeah, that's great. And speaking of that, Chris Gilliard just gave $4.20. He's reading my mind. Gave $4.20 in the super chat. Pound that like button. MWC registration opens on 4/20. So yeah, if you want to register for the Mimblewimble airdrop, that's a Bitcoin crypto dividend that Chris is behind. Yeah, it starts 4/20. It starts on April 20th. Ken Bozak's favorite day of the year. So wow, everything's coming together in the show. Yeah, keep collecting those crypto dividends, baby. Watch yesterday's show. I talked a lot about crypto dividends yesterday. Maybe I'll be talking about them more in the future. So let's talk about the Bitcoin Club. You know, there are a lot of people that complain about, oh, the elites. The elites are in their exclusive clubs, and I'm not allowed to be in their club, and they hook each other up, and they control the world because they're in this little club, and I can't join their club. Woe is me. You know, you can think of Bitcoin as a club, and anyone can join the Bitcoin Club. So there are no crybabies here, baby. There's nothing preventing you from joining the Bitcoin Club. Those so-called those clubs that everyone's jealous of. The members of those clubs, they'll be joining the Bitcoin Club soon also. Yeah, the people you despise. You shouldn't despise them. Let them join their own private clubs. I don't want to be in their darn clubs. Trust me, a lot of them have rules like people like me can't be in their clubs. But anyway, no, I don't even know if they have clubs like that anymore. But no. So, some of these exclusive elite clubs that people make up stories about, yeah, those dudes are going to be joining the Bitcoin Club, and you can't stop them, and they can't stop you from joining the Bitcoin Club. So get a move on. Develop a strategy. Maybe your strategy should be, I'm going to join the Bitcoin Club before the so-called elite club members join the Bitcoin Club. Because again, Bitcoin is forever. You make yourself elite when you join the Bitcoin Club. It's an open membership elite club. Your worst enemy can join it too. They can become elite. That's whatever. You're going to benefit. You're going to benefit if those people that you are that you've made up stories about join the club. Now, the funny thing is, I think people are scared that some people are scared that their scapegoating worldview will be blown to pieces by Bitcoin. And they just have a deathly fear of personal responsibility. So they don't even want to think about joining Bitcoin. They don't want to buy Bitcoin. They want to, because it just crushes their whole worldview, where like they're these elites, they control everything, and you can't get into their club, and you can't do anything that's going to change the world, that's going to empower you, that they would even want to be a part of. You know, there's this again, it's a doom and gloom worldview where you're not going to take personal responsibility, where everything bad that's happening is somebody else's fault. It's some mysterious club's fault that you can't be a part of. And then when you find out that you can be part of something where it's going to make a big difference in the world, it's going to empower you. You fear it. You fear it because it just blows up your whole worldview of scapegoating. There's a lot of no coiners like that. The doom people, I talk about the doomers enough. So yeah, don't have a deathly fear of personal responsibility. Take personal responsibility, get into the Bitcoin overlay, and you won't be worried about those so-called elite clubs that you can't be part of anymore. But people thrive. But again, there's some people that just thrive off of that. They're just like, ooh, I just love knowing that I'm subservient to people. I want to be subservient. I want to be left out. I want to be this pariah, someone I want to be a slave. I don't want to have power. Just people who get off on that, apparently. They don't want to take the personal responsibility. They have some fear. I don't know, maybe something bad happened in their childhood. All right, pound that like button. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. And God forbid something bad happened in your childhood. Work through it. Address the problem. You can better yourself. You can no one has to have power. No mysterious group has to have power over you. You can join this Bitcoin overlay, and they can too, though. They can too. So, and just because the so-called elites are buying Bitcoin doesn't mean that the NSA started it or it's some world plot. Again, that's just an excuse. That's just your scapegoating worldview coming through again, an excuse for why you're not in the Bitcoin. Okay, so here's a future FUD topic coming up. This is also a past FUD topic. It's too expensive to send. Bitcoin is too expensive to send FUD. Let's talk about this. Real VJ, who's been on this show before, he's got a tweet thread, and I'm going to read the whole thing. The Lightning Network will not prevent the fee pressure that will build up in the next Bitcoin bull market. The source of the pressure is largely derived from Bitcoin's moving on and off exchanges, not from a sudden burst of transactional usage, e.g. coffee, bread, reckless hats. Two, those businesses that are using Bitcoin's base layer as a payment rail have a perhaps short window of time in which to adopt Lightning and shift to using Bitcoin's second layer as a platform for their business. Make use of the current bear market in fiat to prepare yourself. Three, those who do not do this will likely find their businesses will become uneconomic. Remember that Bitcoin's base layer is intended to be a means of large value transfers that require a high degree of trust minimalization. It's not a coffee payment rail. So again, if you were running a bit, the moral of this story is this. Right now, if you're running a business and your business requires quick and cheap Bitcoin transactions, again, if you're selling coffee, people don't want to pay much of a transaction fee on that coffee. They need that coffee now, so it's got to go through now. Now, in the times of the bear market, you can use the Bitcoin base layer for that. You can now. The transaction fees are cheap, but that's not what it's for. That's not what it's for. And eventually, we're going to have a bull market again. The base layer fees are going to go up. They're going to go up again. That's what he's warning. Now, when that happens, there'll be all these fuzzers out there saying, oh, Bitcoin's too expensive. But no, if by then you're on the safe Lightning Network, because by then it will be safer, and it's like almost safe now, you'll be cool. Your transactions it'll be Lightning, it'll be fast, and it'll be cheap. So again, I'm just talking to a very small percentage of the people out there. I don't know who's running a business right now that requires cheap and fast Bitcoin transactions. But if you are, don't be caught by surprise here. You got to transition to the Lightning Network. Now, there's a lot of people that run businesses or that take Bitcoin donations. They don't care how long it takes for the Bitcoin to get to them, as long as the Bitcoin gets to them. And so there'll be cheaper transaction fees for that. And then there's some transactions again, if you're buying a car with Bitcoin or something, you're not really caring if you're paying a $12 transaction fee or a 12-cent transaction fee. So, all right. So that's an interesting. You can read that tweet below. This is just. I'm got to prepare in life. You got to be a long-term thinker. Again, this does not apply to most of you out there. Most of you are not running businesses where you're selling little things for $1 or $5 and transaction fee, and it needs to be done now. And, all right, Alistair Milne has a tweet. My bank, and again, and that thing, what I just talked about, be ready, because again, since most of you don't even deal with that kind of stuff, so when the transaction fees on the base layer do go up again, and they will go up again, there will be a mad rush in the bit. There are all sorts of trading, all sorts of stuff will be going on. Don't keep your hands strong. Keep your hands strong, and know and understand that it's still it will be a means of transaction via the Lightning Network, because there will be King of the Trolls will be out in force when the transaction fees even go up a little bit on Bitcoin. But again, that's what Lightning Network's for. SegWit makes it cheaper too. All right, let us go on. Where we get Alistair Milne. My bank made a mistake that cost me money. Bitcoin never makes a mistake. Ooh, I like that. I like that train of thought there, Alistair Milne. Now, one thing we got to remember with that, Bitcoin doesn't make a mistake like a bank makes a mistake. But you need to take personal responsibility when you're in the Bitcoin realm. And you got to make sure you don't make a mistake, because there are no bailouts. Because to be frank, if your bank does make a mistake and you catch them, although it may have inconvenienced you, they can correct that mistake and they can credit you whatever they stole from you by accident. But with Bitcoin, if you make a mistake and you lose that Bitcoin, if you're storing it as some third party, it's not coming back. If the third party got hacked, you're out of luck, man. So again, there are pros and cons. My bank made a mistake that cost me money. Bitcoin never makes a mistake, and yeah, it is true. But again, once you're in the mistake-proof Bitcoin realm, you got to make sure you don't make a mistake. That's personal responsibility, but it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Hey, and if you don't trust yourself, you're going to end up trusting a third party. And good luck. Maybe there will be some custodial service that'll just be great. I don't know. And that's for the entrepreneurs to go experiment with. Okay? And again, I'm the one that's saying keep your Bitcoin on your Trezor, but I encourage people to come up with custodial solutions if they want to. But there are always going to be those people that'll be used to the banking world and they're going to want other people to control their private keys. They just don't trust themselves. So go ahead. The ecosystem can be all sorts of diverse. I'm just telling you, hey, my approach to the whole thing, my strategy to the whole thing. Okay, that's my strategy. Controlling my own private key. My strategy is just buy Bitcoin, don't sell it, keep getting more keep getting Bitcoin by any means necessary. I already did the buying of the Bitcoin. I've been saying to do that since 2013 on this channel. And believe me, you all know that I bought some. And then you get it other ways. People send you Bitcoin and you turn your Steam into Bitcoin, your crypto dividends into Bitcoin. That's my strategy. Valuing my wealth in Bitcoin. That is my strategy. I don't care about making dollars. I care about making Bitcoin. That's my long-term strategy. Get more. That's how I think of Bitcoin. All right. And it's, again, I'm not just talking the talk, baby. Not just talking the talk. Stockpiling the Bitcoin. And then once we're after the 2020 halving, then maybe I'll treat myself to something nice one day. Maybe. Again, I don't need that, but what do I need? What I really need, people? What I really need? I don't need much. I'm doing everything that I do with the fiat that I have in the bank. I've never had to sell a Bitcoin. So yeah, I got a real strong hand, baby. I got a real strong hand. All right. What is it? Take personal responsibility. Okay, I already talked about that. And this tweet by George Selgin. He says, MMT, modern monetary theory, is mostly about using word games to make people believe that the U.S. can have Northern European levels of government spending without Northern European levels of taxation. Yeah, I agree. The way it's being talked about in the United States is just to slowly ease in Northern European levels of taxation in the United States. And if that happens, well, that's good for Bitcoin. All right, you'll be happy that you have Bitcoin if United States gets Northern European levels of taxation. Okay, you'll be darn happy because they can't take that Bitcoin from you, and you can leave the country if you want to with your Bitcoin and go somewhere else. All right, but yeah, that is what we're going to hear more about this modern monetary theory. It's a friend of Bitcoin, even though it is a foe. It is a foe of people, of regular people. But you can prepare for it by getting into Bitcoin. And you'll be in the Bitcoin overlay then. I talk about such things on my Saturday show, Beyond Bitcoin. Check it out. Also check out This Week in Bitcoin, techbalt.com, TECHBALT. Follow me there on Twitter also, Bitcoin Meister on Steemit. And I wanted to thank some people on Twitter. People have been retweeting my tweets and sharing my videos on there. They took my advice. I've been telling people, you don't have to make contributions or whatever, crypto contributions, fiat contributions. If you want to support the show, just tweet it out. Tweet out the show. Pound that like button, obviously, but social media shares. It's always good to spread the word. I'm a marketer. I gotta stick with the marketing side of things here. And yeah, you know what? I've been writing down all sorts of new ideas lately. that really don't fit with this current show format, or my Saturday show format, or my Friday show format. So maybe we'll have another day of the week dedicated to a new type of show. I'm working on some things here. I got some ideas. So don't hold me to it. I gotta, I'm juggling a lot. I write down. It's great. In the middle of the day, you write down an idea on a piece, like write down all sorts of things on random pieces of paper. Keep on this is my organization here. I just got random little pieces of paper with someone gave me a card here. I got a card. Write down stuff on that. Yeah, very great system here. I also got notes written down on the computer. It's good. Write down your ideas, people. Write down your ideas. Now, what you don't want to end up with just a bunch of ideas written down. And I got to admit, I do have a lot of them written down still, but I have acted on quite a few of them. I'm sure back in like 2012, I wrote like buy Bitcoin or something like that. And yeah, I acted on that eventually. All right. So there we got, what's this? Matt Odell tweet. HTC Exodus, that's a phone. The HTC Exodus 1 turns your phone into a crypto wallet. And Matt says, don't buy this phone. The backup method is intriguing. They use two methods, a traditional seed backup accompanied with an optional multi-sig trusted friends backup. The latter requires Google Drive and HT access to it. But so that's not good. He said it's a good direction, though, that they're going in. All right, yeah. So you don't want your seed backup on a Google Drive that they have access to. That's not good. That's your private key. So I don't even understand why do people keep Bitcoin on their phones? Because I'm offended by selling, and it makes me seem like the people who keep Bitcoin on the phone, they're trying to spend it somewhere, or maybe I don't know. They want easy access to it for some reason. If they need to sell it suddenly, why would you keep it on your phone? I don't get it. Like, not all the methods are, and so everyone's, I get it. It's cool that phones are going to have crypto wallets. You could turn your phone into a crypto wallet. That seems kind of neat. Okay. And when this Lightning thing really gets going, and I'll understand it a little bit more when there are more people using the Lightning Network, when you go to a store and, buy something very fast with Bitcoin over the Lightning Network. But for now, I don't know why people like to store their Bitcoin on their phone. Now, again, other coins, I guess. Well, no, I don't understand other coins. Why? Why? It just you lose the phone. You get other issues with. Again, if you got this if you had this phone, your private key is going to be backed up in a. My perspective on Bitcoin is it's a newfangled savings account that pays crypto dividends. Why would I keep that on my phone? I don't have a phone. That's the other thing. I still don't. Well, I guess that's a whole nother story there. But again, people are too. I am sickened. I said this about Santiago, Chile. I'll say this about Tel Aviv. I'll say it about Los Angeles. It's just too many people are looking at their darn phones all the time. God almighty. I'm constantly almost running into people. They're almost running into people. Got motorbikes on the streets too, almost running into people looking into their phones. What's this phone addiction? Your whole life doesn't need to be on your phone, people. And I think it's a mistake at this stage in the game to keep your Bitcoin on a phone. Get a Trezor. Learn how to use a PC again, I guess, if you don't know how to use one anymore. And moving on. It's the phone thing is like a status symbol now. It's sickening. Fitting in is overrated. Pound that like button. Now, here's a video. Oh yeah, Craig Ship sent me this. It's the video's queued all up at the right second, where Sarah, the cowgirl rodeo girl who accepts Bitcoin, she shows her Bitcoin address at this second, and she also mentions Craig Ship and the Australian dude. What's the guy in Australia's name that that's friends with Craig, and I talked about him. I forgot his name. Brad. So yeah, 3 people in motion all talked about it once in this young lady's video, and it's awesome that young people are, trying to earn Bitcoin. And I don't even know how old. She's pretty young, man. She's a cowgirl, rodeo. It's great that combining Bitcoin with things you never thought it could be combined with. So, but everything will be combined with Bitcoin. Everything's incorporating Bitcoin. Now, is she asking for gold? No, she's not asking for gold. Isn't that interesting? A young person, and she's a cowgirl too. Because you think cowboys and you think about California and the 49ers and digging for gold, right? No, yeah, that was something you did. That's what cowgirls did in 1849. They're like gold. Now Bitcoin. God, man, I'm combining a lot of things here. Okay, finally, enough, Adam, please. Pound that like button. PayPal, good news from PayPal. Well, it's kind of bad news if you've got PayPal. It seems like they want more personal information for people and just another centralized database that can get hacked. But it's good news for Bitcoin. Let me read you what they sent. And I also linked to it below, but I think a lot of people got this user update from them. As a result of new regulations issued by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in Washington, D.C., coming into effect April 1st, 2019, we're making some changes that will affect consumers who want to hold and use balance with PayPal. Beginning March 29th, 2019, if you want to hold and use balance, in addition to verifying your identity with PayPal, you will need a balance account, which will be linked to your current PayPal account. Detailed information about the balance accounts, known as PayPal Cash and PayPal Cash Plus, can be found in the PayPal Cash and PayPal Cash terms and conditions. All right, so they're complicating matters here. If you get paid PayPal and you want to keep it on PayPal, well, now you're going to have another PayPal account connected to that PayPal account. And in order to even qualify for that, you're going to have to give them some information. Now, you might have already verified your ID with them. I don't know. I don't know what they want from me. I haven't gone through the process yet. Now, are they going to ask me for more information? That's not cool, man. And that is why it's good for Bitcoin. Because it looks like PayPal is going in the direction where they're making things harder, where they're wanting more information about you. And that's the complete opposite of Bitcoin. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to give your personal information to some database. Because again, the more information that PayPal collects on you, well, the more it's a honeypot for a hacker. So that's not cool. Anyway, that's the direction they're going. And I linked to an article about that. The article kind of made it say, oh, it's not that hard. It's not that bad, but we shall see. We shall see. I don't know what detailed information. Oh, I mean, no, excuse me. You're verifying your identity. Verifying your identity. Who knows what that means? You got to give them you got to put in your driver's license again or something, or your passport, something ridiculous. Anyway, that is all. That is the end of the show. But again, when you hear bad news from PayPal, well, if you're a user of PayPal, it's good news for Bitcoin. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the links below, pound that like button, bang that bell button, click on those squares, disruptmeister.com. I'll say hi to you in the chat right now. Bye.